Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Cover Zero podcast, the show where I cover the least in the best way possible. I'm your host, Jason Wells. Today is Friday, September 20th, Week 3 preview, about to get shortly underway here. This is kind of a big week in terms of NFL landscape, where teams are going to kind of slot themselves in for the rest of the season. Well, not the rest of the season. What am I trying to say here? But kind of like the preconceived notions that we had coming into the season. This is kind of where the league truly shapes itself. Are the Saints and Eagles? Are the Saints actually a very good team? Or do the Eagles, who haven't looked very good recently, do they continue to stumble? Ravens-Cowboys will be a big one. We got some fun matchups, and I'm here to talk about all of those very, very shortly. This episode, though, will have a bit of an NFL Weekly recap. Nothing really much of note is happening in the league, other than a shit ton of injuries, so I'm going to do my best to recap all of these injuries very, very quickly, because we don't really have to spend time on injuries. They just suck. I think that should be enough. Injuries suck. Simple as that. And then, blind Thursday night football recap. I'm going to actually post the blind recap before tonight's game. I think that just makes more sense than posting it the day after. Because I got a text from my mom being like, I don't get this. The Dolphins played terrible last night. It wasn't a close game. And I'm like, I know, Mom. I know there was a reason why it's a blind recap. She didn't understand the concept, so maybe this will make it a little bit easier. And then, previewing all the games. Just realized that I didn't really make my bets last week, and I don't think I am going to make my picks going forward. I went 0 for 5 last week. I don't know what I'm doing. No one follows my picks anyways, but it's just something to give out at the end of the day. I think as kind of the preview goes along, I think there are betting lines that I like more than others for this week, so I'll say them then, and then we will continue on from there. But let's go on into the NFL Weekly Update, which is the injury update. Tua is heading to IR. I think that means we can get him back Week 7 against the Cardinals. Sure. Please get healthy. Simple as that. DeForest Buckner heads to IR. The already bad Colts run defense gets way worse. Deebo Samuel expected to miss a couple weeks. Cooper Kupp avoids the IR, but that might just be because the Rams don't have any more IR spots available. So he's still going to be out for a few weeks. Justin Herbert misses practice with an ankle injury. He should be fine for game time. Isaiah Pacheco out 6 to 8 weeks with a broken leg. Jawan Bentley, the Patriots linebacker, unfortunately out for the year. That is a big loss for that defense. Jermaine Johnson out for the year with an Achilles injury. Evan Ingram still day-to-day after tweaking his hamstring. A.J. Brown trending towards being doubtful for the game against the Saints. That is huge. CMC on IR. I think I probably talked about that already, but notable to add, CMC on IR, Keenan Allen still kind of 50-50 going into this one, and Jordan Addison also day-to-day. I think that covers most of the injury landscape. There's a lot of them. There's definitely some more that I missed, but that is the bulk of it anyways. And then the last couple things for the NFL Weekly Update. Titans right tackle Nicholas Petit-Frere signs a deal with Fantasy Life. If you don't know what Fantasy Life is, it is a gambling fantasy site where you can make bets, fantasy stuff, whatever. Why this is of note, because it shouldn't be of note, Nicholas Petit-Frere, NPF, he got suspended last season for 6 games for gambling. And now an active NFL player is signing with a gambling sponsor. The NFL is weird. That doesn't make sense. I don't think that NFL players should be involved, especially while they're active, in any gambling sponsorships. Like, that just seems bad. So yeah, that's a weird one. And then finally, Mel Kiper wants too high safety looks banned from the NFL. This is obviously after the influx of bad offense and bad QB play over the last 2 years. TDs have dipped. I think in the last it was like 100 and something, then it was like 86, and then this week was 69. Like touchdowns have dropped dramatically in the last couple of years, and people are blaming too high safety looks. Maybe we just need to start running the football again, getting loaded boxes. I don't know. But people want to ban the too high safety looks just because finally defenses have caught up to what offenses are doing, and they've been ahead for about like 2 weeks now. And all of a sudden it's like, no, ban it. Offense just what drives this game. I'm down for good defensive football. This is just another offensive coaches need to adapt, and so many of them run the same scheme or similar type schemes where, of course, it's easier for defensive guys to adapt when half the league kind of runs the same looks and the same types of offenses. It does make it a little bit easier. I'm back to going back to a power run game, seeing guys like Jerome Bettis and Ricky Williams and Edge Cooper, Brandon Jacobs, get the fullback going again, Lorenzo Neal, Mike Allstott. Bring back power running in football. I'm excited for that. Blind Thursday Night Football recap here. It was a boring one, as we all should have expected, with one average-looking offense versus a not good-looking offense and two good defenses. We knew this was going to be a lower-scoring game. The Patriots were hoping that they could use Ramondre again, really give him the bulk of the workload, and he got the bulk of the workload, but unfortunately the Jets plugged up the middle. They were not able to get that run game going, and Jacoby Brissett, the downfield passing attack is just not there, even though Pop Douglas and Jalen Polk are getting open. And again, it wasn't a good game for the Jets. The Jets all season have just kind of looked average. They looked bad against the Niners. Last week, they maybe should have lost against the Titans, and now they play a Pats team who, they've surprised me, but I didn't have high expectations for them anyways. Closer game than expected, though. Low-scoring game. Let's go with, it was a 2013, no, because I like the Patriots to cover. 17-13 game, for the Jets. The lone touchdowns coming from, I'm not even going to bother with that, but either way, Jets win over the Patriots. We'll leave it at that. Let's get into the Week 3 preview here. Starting off with going into the Sunday night slate, or the Sunday afternoon slate. The number 31 ranked Broncos versus the number 6 ranked Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs are also injured going into this one. I didn't mention Vita Vea in my NFL Weekly injury update. Probably should have. He is banged up. Last thing I read, I don't think he was trending towards playing. That is a huge loss. Antoine Winfield missed last week. I also don't think he's expected to play this week. At least for the Bucs defense, they're going against Bo Nix and the Broncos. That offense won't be able to move the ball really regardless of what looks this Bucs defense gives them. However, though, this could be a trap game for the Bucs. I forgot I'm supposed to be reading out some betting lines here. I think it's Bucs plus 6.5, I believe. That sounds right. Bucs minus 6.5, obviously. Total set of 40.5. This will be a good test for this Bucs offense going against this Broncos defense that has been very stout throughout the first couple weeks of the year. We'll see if Baker can keep dicing to Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. The run game for the Bucs has absolutely been non-existent. Maybe Bucky Irving gets a little more, gets some more touches, takes away from Rashad White, maybe just a little bit. We'll see. The Bucs should come out on top in this one. They're the better team. And one of my favorite bets for this week, and one that I will be betting, Bo Nix over on interceptions. I bet it the first week. I bet it this week. who's to say he won't do it again? He probably will do it again. I like Bo Nix to throw an interception in this one. And yeah, I think we can just move on. I think this could. I think it'll be a closer game than 6.5 points, though. I think that the Broncos defense will keep them in it, and I don't think the Bucks offense is fine. It's good even, but I don't think that it's overcoming. Like, I think the Broncos defense matches up well with what they do, especially if they can't get a running game going. So maybe Broncos plus 6.5. I don't know. Keep moving on here. Texans at Vikings. See, this is the thing when I do this now. I need to put in the spreads. It'll be better next week because I want to do my power rankings too because it's better that way. My number 2 ranked Texans going against the number 8 ranked Vikings. Texans -2, total set of 46.5. The Vikings have been a nice story so far. This season, Sam Darnold has looked good. The offense hasn't looked out of whack, out of sync at all. Brian Flores is cooking up some crazy shit on defense there. But now they're going against the Texans team. And a Texans team that has weapons across the board. Literally point at a position, I'll name you a weapon. And this is the game where Texans haven't really been tested much in the first couple weeks, I'd say. The Colts gave them some scares, but that was on the back of Anthony Richardson doing some absolute alien-type shit. Last week, again, closer game against the Bears, but that defense was good, and the game was really never in doubt for the Texans, I'd say. And this is a game where I would like the Texans to kind of assert themselves as one of these better teams in the league, especially across the AFC. And I think that this is kind of their coming out party. Jordan Addison banged up coming into this one, might not play. Justin Jefferson banged up coming into this one. I'm sure that he will play. I can't buy into Sam Darnold having like 3 great games in a row either. I think that's part of it too. Brian Flores, again, his defense has looked good, but I think the Texans' defense is just too much. And I think that the Bears' defense is much better than the Vikings' defense. I like the Vikings' defense, but personnel-wise, I talked very highly of them in the recap show on Wednesday about what they're doing with no real star players anyways, just kind of little spending here and there. Obviously, they hope Dallas Turner can be that dude, but this seems like a game where the Texans could just kind of outclass them, show them that, okay, the Vikings might be a good team, but they're not at the cream of the crop of the NFL like the Texans are. So I like the Texans in this one. Any player lines that I like? Not necessarily, so we will keep going here. The number 22 ranked Chargers versus the number 20 ranked Steelers. Steelers -1.5, total set at 35.5. That is the lowest total of the week, and for good reason. This Steelers defense is absolutely awesome. And they're going against a Chargers offense, an offensive line especially, that has been absolutely awesome. Now, first week of the season, Max Crosby, Christian Wilkins. They got put in check, especially Max Crosby. Last week, they go against the Panthers. Jadeveon Clowney, again, clamped up by Joe Alt, Rashawn Slater. But the Panthers, whatever. Steelers now, they are bringing everything at you. Or the Raiders that first week, it's Wilkins, it's Max Crosby, that's it. The Steelers go 4 across that line. Really 5 across that line if you want to include the rotation with Benton, Hayward, and Ogunjobi there. But Highsmith, TJ Watt, oh my god. And then those interior guys. The Chargers have their hands full in this one. And Steelers secondary, also pretty damn good. Joey Porter looks awesome. Minka Fitzpatrick, we know he's great. This will be a tough test. The coaching matchup is also great. But really this matchup comes down to, because I think it will be very tough for the Chargers to move the ball against the Steelers defense, like it is for a lot of the teams. That's not a knock on them. What it's going to come down to is if the bad Steelers offense can move the ball against a Chargers defense that really hasn't been tested in the first couple weeks here. And I don't know. It's a tough question to say because I don't like who's calling the plays in Arthur Smith. George Pickens is their only real receiving threat. Najee Harris is still getting way too many carries for my liking. It's a tough one to call, but I think that is the matchup that's going to determine who wins this game. I think that the Chargers offense will get stopped by the Steelers defense. But if the Steelers offense can just not have turnovers, maybe score 1 or 2 touchdowns, get their running game going, we'll see anyways. This is a close one. I picked the Chargers. I'm doing like a confidence pool thing where I pick the winners every single week, and then from 1 to 16, I rank out confidence, 1 being the lowest, 16 the most confident. And I picked the Chargers to win in this one. I think my confidence in them was only like a 2 or a 3, but I don't know. There's a reason why the total's 35.5. This is going to be a low-scoring game. I don't see either team really scoring that many points, but again, for obvious reasons, like I said, keep going here. My number 10 ranked Eagles going against the number 4 ranked Saints. Saints minus 2.5, total set at 49.5. I wish that I jumped on this line a couple days ago because it was plus 2.5 for the Saints. That would have been very, very nice. Now that line has obviously shifted, and I think it's probably shifted because A.J. Brown is looking like he's not going to play now for his second straight week. And the Eagles were giving targets to Britton Covey way too much, and Britton Covey should not be getting targets on a team. Like, really, it's as simple as that. Britton Covey should not be getting the number 2 most targets on this Eagles team. Simple as that. Maybe it's not so simple because Kellen Moore and Nick Sirianni, I don't think that they really know what they're doing, but that's fine. I like the Saints regardless, though. Like, I really do. This is one of those matchups I talked about at the start of the show where preconceived notions going into it was the Saints, one of the worst teams in the league, versus the Eagles, who kind of have been playing the way I've seen them been playing, where I can see where the talent is, but the coaching is bad. And I don't see things really turning around for the Eagles this weekend, especially with AJ Brown out. I'm in on the Saints in this one. I think the Saints are just the better team, which is crazy to say. I can't believe I'm saying it, but their offensive line has looked good. The Eagles' defensive line has been bullied in the first couple weeks of the season here, so I'm in on the Saints. I'm in on the Saints and their Cinderella run, I guess I could call it anyways here. Keep going. The number 15 ranked Packers going against the number 28 ranked Tennessee Titans. Titans minus 2.5, total set at 37.5. Based on my power rankings, it's why the fuck are the Titans ranked? And really, it's because they're 0-2. They've had some really bad, spectacularly bad plays. But again, I said it on the Wednesday recap. They could easily be 2-0. I think that they've outgained their opponents in every game that they've played. They've forced turnovers. It's just Will Levis has done inexcusable things on the football field, really. But in this one, it's the Malik Willis revenge game for one, and they asked, it's like, oh, any bad feelings? How you feeling? And he's like, nah, I've got no hate for them over there. They gave me my chance. I love the hell out of that team. And Malik Willis, noted nice guy. So no harm, no foul in Malik Willis's eyes. But Matt LaFleur, he did empty the clip in the run game last week, and that's what this team is going to have to do, is run the hell out of the football. And they've done that really well through the first couple weeks, but you know who's done a great job at defending the run? This Titans team. Jeffrey Simmons, Tavondre Sweat, Harold Landry, Ernest Jones. That front seven has done its job very well, in my opinion, and they know that the Packers are going to want to run the ball because, sorry to say, but Malik Willis throwing the ball is not good if you want to score points, unfortunately. So that's why the line is like that. Now, do I think the Packers can definitely come away with a win in this one. The defense would have to play great. Will Levis would have to make another mind-blowing, disgusting turnover. And who's to say? He's done it in back-to-back weeks. He might do it again, but I do like the Titans in this one. I do like Josh Jacobs under for his yards. I think it's at 76.5 right now. Yeah. And I think if the Titans get ahead early here, which there's a chance that they could, like, you never know how games are really going to start out, but if the Titans get out early here, the Packers will panic and they'll have to start passing the football. But I don't think Josh Jacobs is going to have a good day running on the ground anyways, so I like the Titans in this one. Next game up here, a bit of a toilet bowl. The number 30 ranked Giants going against the number 25 ranked Browns. Browns minus 6.5, total set at 38.5. The Browns should win this one with ease. It all depends on, really, their defense doing what it's been doing for quite a while now. And again, what I've been saying, the nasty man playing top 20 QB football. Shouldn't be a hard formula. Hopefully the Giants have a kicker, maybe, like that. But really, the Giants' whole offense has been, where's Malik Neighbors? There he is. Let's try to get him the ball. That's been their passing attack. Devin Singletary has done a good job running the football. And I'm interested to see how this Giants offensive line holds up against the Browns pass rush, because it is a newer unit in the league. Obviously, Andrew Thomas is one of the best tackles in the league. But they brought in, who did they bring in? They brought in John Runyon to be one of the guards, Jermaine Illuminor to be their new right tackle, Greg Van Roden to be a guard center. They drafted John Michael Schmitz last year, so a little bit of a new revamped Giants O-line, and they have a very tough test. The line is what it is for a reason, because Watson just needs top 20 QB play. That's basically what the Giants need too, but the Giants don't have this incredible defense on all three levels in order to really stop them. Again, it's going to be a sloppy game. Wouldn't shock me if the Giants keep it close. I don't think the Browns are that good of a football team, especially on offense, to be able to score that many points, but the Giants might not score a touchdown in this one. That's how bad I think that this Giants game could be. It won't be pretty. There's a lot of low totals this week. We'll keep moving on, though. Bears at Colts. The number 23 ranked Bears versus the number 16 ranked Colts. Colts minus 1.5. Total set at 43.5. This is going to be a tough one. Now, I think I'm on the Bears. I'm looking at it like this. No DeForest Buckner now for the Colts. That is their best defensive player. He is out. They have already been getting gashed in the run game. Maybe this is the week where the Bears finally get the run game going. They did nothing in the first week against the Titans. They did nothing last week against the Texans. But that might be wishful thinking, because the Bears' offensive line has looked horrendous. Simple as that. I don't think DeAndre Swift should be their starting running back. I think, again, he's a good gadget guy. Get him in space with the ball. Running him between the tackles does not work. But I think this could be Caleb Williams' coming out party. Hopefully, because I've seen the flashes. I've seen some good plays from him, but he hasn't put together a good NFL game yet, and I think that this is kind of where he does get it done. I don't know how Anthony Richardson and this Colts team is going to play against this Bears defense, and this Bears secondary is extremely strong. Fortunately for the Colts, they should not be throwing the football a ton. If it goes their way, they should be trying to run the football down the Bears' throats, play man football. I don't know. Again, I think it's going to be a closer game. I would give the edge to the Bears in this one because no DeForest Buckner and their defense is really good. Yeah, slight edge to the Bears, but would not shock me if the Colts just kind of, again, if Anthony Richardson has one of those games he's capable of having, not a lot of teams can really keep up with them in terms of that. So I like the Bears, but an Anthony Richardson like crazy game like he had in week 1, like it's hard to stop that. It's hard to stop that. Next game up here, the late afternoon slate. My number 17 ranked Dolphins going against the number 11th ranked Seahawks. Seahawks -4, total set of 41.5. That line has dipped. I think that when that started, it was +6, +5.5 the last couple days. Now it's -4. If we're starting Skylar Thompson, smash the Seahawks, like they're killing us. I don't know. I have no faith in this team. I really don't. We have shown nothing on offense whenever Tua has been out. The offenses have been terrible, but we haven't seen that since 2022. And I think Tyler Huntley is a good backup quarterback. I don't think Skylar Thompson's a good backup quarterback, and hopefully Skylar Thompson is out of the game by halftime, maybe even earlier than that. This Dolphins team has talent, and that's what I've been saying for, basically all summer. This is a very talented football team. We should be able to keep up with the Seahawks just a little bit, regardless if Tua is out, because this team is that talented. Waddle, Tyreek, Achane, got the players on the defense like Ramsey, Holland, Phillips. I don't know. There's enough talent to where this game should maybe be a little closer. It won't be, though. Again, no faith in this Dolphins team. No faith in Skylar Thompson. We're making the trip from Miami to Seattle. This could get ugly. It really could. I think that there is a world where, again, we saw Geno Smith with a 300-yard passing game with DK and JSN. JSN really having his breakout game. There is a world where this gets ugly for the Dolphins. Our offensive line is not good, and I talk about the Seattle front four a lot and how much I like them. Oh, I don't think it's going to be pretty, but I will be drunk in Montreal watching with my friends, trying to numb the pain. I'm obviously on Seattle. No faith in Skylar Thompson. It's as simple as that. We will keep going here. The number 32 ranked Panthers, obviously, versus the number 26 ranked Raiders. Raiders -5.5. That's still the same. Raiders -5. Total set at 39.5. I'm betting the over in this one. Actually, no, I'm not. I keep saying I'm betting one of the totals, or I'm going to bet Panthers +5 or whatever it is. I will not be doing that, because I will not be betting on the Panthers. I will be betting on individual player success on the Panthers. That's where I'm going with this one. So obviously Andy Dalton in now as the new Panthers QB, and for good reason. The Panthers, through the first 2 weeks of the season, their offense had a 25% success rate. That is the lowest start from a team since the Texans' inaugural season in 2002. And if you don't know how bad that Texans' first season was, it was bad. I think David Carr was sacked 70 times. Like, it was atrocious. So that's how bad the Panthers have been. But now Andy Dalton comes in, who is an NFL-capable quarterback, in with good pieces that I have liked that they've added over the summer. The offensive line, despite how bad the offensive looks, has been good. I have seen plays where Deontay and Leggett and Adam Thielen are still getting open. Chuba Hubbard is still running the ball decently well. I think this is going to be. This is a game where the Panthers are like, okay, we're shaking things up here, and you finally get to see, or they finally get to play with an NFL offense that they have been missing for a year and a bit now at this point. I guess it would be, yeah, through 19 games, the Panthers have not had an NFL offense, and now we get to see. Actually, Dalton did play in a game last year, so I guess 17 games. Either way, 18 games. I digress. Yeah, we get to see the Panthers what they should look like. Obviously, Andy Dalton isn't great; he's old at this point, but he's still an NFL capable quarterback. This game, I think it'll be closer than people think. Maybe I give the Panthers a chance to win this one. I don't know. Obviously, Gardner Minshew has a insane completion percentage right now, and he's got his weapons, and that passing attack has been fairly rolling anyways. I guess we'll see. They've got nothing going on the ground so far, so maybe as long as the Panthers can stop the passing attack with Devontae Adams and Brock Bowers, maybe they can sneak away with a win, but I'm excited to see what the Panthers can do in this one, to see what Dave Canales' offense is supposed to look, because those first 2 weeks, like, wipe them away, like, out of your mind. The Panthers' offense will not look like that. I can almost guarantee that. And if it does look piss poor again, fire everybody. Like, even the players on the field, cut everyone, fold the franchise. But I think it'll look okay. I think it'll look pretty good, actually. So, excited for this one, but excited for, like, weird reasons anyways. Keep going here. Big matchup here. The number 12 Ravens versus the number 14 Cowboys. Ravens -1. Total set at 48.5. This is the game of matchups for me. We have the bad Ravens offensive line versus Micah Parsons and this Ravens pass rush. We have the Ravens running game with Derrick Henry and Lamar versus the non-existent run defense of the Cowboys. We have CeeDee Lamb going against the Ravens secondary. We have the non-existent Cowboys run game going against the Ravens front seven. This game screams like an under to me. I don't think that either team... I don't know. I think, no. Who am I? Now, I think this is the Ravens coming out party. I think this is the Derrick Henry coming out party, I should add. They are going to try to bully them, and they're going to try to bully them along the interior, which has been tough for the Ravens this season, but I think Pat Ricard gets involved at fullback. I don't know what, they should be running jumbo sets against the Cowboys. Like, put Pat Ricard in at fullback, Derrick Henry behind him, use the read option, like... This Cowboys defense has not been good. Get the passing attack going like a little bit, but like run the ball down their throats, play good defense, stop CeeDee Lamb. That is the only person that you really have to worry about on this Cowboys offense right now. The run game isn't good. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think I'm still probably underselling about how bad the Ravens offensive line has been. But they just got to keep running the ball. They got to keep running the ball. It's as simple as that. Maybe finally they'll make some changes if it goes wrong for them this week. But there's a reason why this game is so close, because I really don't know. I was higher on the Ravens going into the season and season-long outlook than the Cowboys, so I will pick the Ravens in this one. But again, it's a coin flip. It really all depends on if the Ravens O-line holds up. And really just in the run game, because Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, I think that they'll get there anyways. Maybe the rookie Roger Rosengarten should start a little more. We will see, though. Keep moving on. The number 7 ranked Lions versus the number 9 ranked Cardinals. I have that in the wrong order, or did I just not do this? Oh, I just didn't do this. Yeah, the Niners were supposed to be next, so it is the. Let's see if I can do this off the top of my head. Oh, I don't remember where the Rams were ranked either. The Rams are lowly ranked, though, because of all the injuries, though. I think it's something like the number 5 ranked Niners going against the number 18. Nope, the Jets are 18. Let's go 20. I don't have a 20 down here, right? I don't have a 20. Yeah. The number 5 ranked Niners going against the number 20 ranked LA Rams. Niners -7, total set of 43.5. No Debo, no CMC. Brock Purdy now down 2 All-Pros on his team, or Pro Bowlers anyways. I don't think Debo's ever made a Pro Bowl, or All-Pro. He had that one really good season. I don't think he was an All-Pro, though. Either way, Brock Purdy down without 2 of his weapons. Maybe this is where Brandon Ayuk finally gets his footing, gets his feet under him for this season after missing all of training camp. I don't know. The Niners are just flat out better. It's the the Rams' young defensive line going against the San Francisco 49ers. Everyone else is hurt. No Cooper Kupp, no Puka Nacua. The offensive line is on their third strings for some of the positions. Ulrich Jackson is back at left tackle. I guess that's a win, even though the rest of the offensive line has since been hurt. I don't know. It is a division matchup, though. Sean McVay does usually have Kyle Shanahan's number, I believe. So this could be a closer one. This could be Kyron Williams, Blake Corum, maybe if they really get their run game going. I doubt it, though. The offensive line is so bad. Yeah, it'll be tough. It'll be tough. I do like Brandon Ayuk, though. Brandon Ayuk yards, maybe? We will see. Yeah, the Niners should just roll in this one. They should not have a hard time. Keep it going here. The number 7 ranked Lions versus the number 9 ranked Cardinals. Lions -3. Lions -3. Total set of 51.5. The Lions offense needs to get going, and what a perfect way to do it than going against the Cardinals defense, where looked pretty good last week against the hurt Rams offense. But now they're going against the best offensive line in football: Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, Jamison Williams. This should be the game where Jared Goff gets his game back on track. First 2 weeks have looked a little iffy. This should be the game where he scores a bunch of points. Counter to that, the Cardinals' offense has looked absolutely awesome. James Conner running the football, Marvin Harrison getting involved, Trey McBride is great, Kyler playing like an MVP. He was phenomenal last week. And this Lions defense will get tested. They played, who did they play week 1? The Lions played the Rams week 1. Their defense looked good against the Rams in week 1. It looked very good against the Bucs last week, despite the loss. And they get tested again here with another tough matchup. The Cardinals have shown that they want to run the football. We will see if DJ Reader and Aiden Hutchinson are up for the challenge. I think this defense will. I'm excited to see. Again, this is one of the matchups where I have very high expectations for the Lions going into this year, and I thought the Cardinals were going to be a feisty, good football team, not really pushing for the playoffs, but again, improvement for the Cardinals this year is all that they really wanted, where the Lions are trying to contend for Super Bowls. And I think that this is another matchup where the teams will shake themselves out. The Lions will be like, yes, we are one of the better teams in this league, and the Cardinals will be like, you can see that they're building something, but they're not on the Lions level yet. I think Goff will have his bounce back game, so I'm in on the Lions in this one. Don't know about the -3. Maybe some Jared Goff. I don't know what his passing totals are set at. If they're set relatively low, maybe the overs on that. This Cardinals defense just isn't good at the end of the day. So we'll keep going. The number 1 ranked Chiefs versus the number 19th ranked Falcons. Chiefs minus 3.5. Total set of 46.5. The Chiefs are just better. Like, I have not been impressed with the Falcons through the first 2 weeks. Obviously, Bijan Robinson is absolutely tremendous, but this Chiefs defense is very good. A bad week from the offense and Pat Mahomes last week. You think that they would want to get going again, and this is a Falcons defense that has looked good. You got to watch, again, the 2 high safety looks we're also scared about. The Falcons got the best tandem in the league with Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons. But again, I think that Pat Mahomes and what he's been doing a lot is the yak, working in the middle of the field and the slants with Rashee Rice. I think that he'll get going again. I think that this, again, we're talking about there's levels to this. The Chiefs are on another level than the Falcons. It's as simple as that. I don't think Kirk has looked like he looked fine last week, which is good, but he still looks immobile, very immobile. And I think that this KC pass rush has a little more life to it than the Eagles, which is crazy to say because the Eagles have a lot of dudes. They have a lot of guys. They don't have a lot of dudes. That's what I should say. But yeah, I'm in on the Chiefs in this one. And then we have the thrill of having back-to-back Monday night games here. Unfortunately, they're not staggered properly, which annoys me. So the first one is the number 27 ranked Jags versus the number 3 ranked Bills. This game kicks off at 7:30. Bills minus 5, total set at 45.5. This is a classic trap game for the Bills. They always kind of come out hot, and it's like the Bills are cooking, they're rolling, how could they be stopped? And then they play a team like the Jags, and in the past, it literally has been the Jags that they've played against, and they just forget how to play football for the week, and this is feeling like it could be one of those weeks. But the way I'm feeling going into this one, and I literally just said it's a trap game, but the way I'm feeling is this is a differently run Bills team, and especially Bills team on offense, where I don't think that they will have their struggles, because I do think that this Bills offense is at another level than they've been at the past, even though it hasn't really shown that yet. That's what I believe. However, and this is a big however, the Bills' defense is hurt, and I did say in the recap show that doesn't matter who Sean McDermott has out there, they get going regardless. But there's a chance, there's a very, very small chance, that Brian Thomas and Christian Kirk, and if Evan Ingram is playing, and Travis Etienne, and maybe Tanks Bigsby after his injury, they got playmakers. There's a chance that the playmakers can't get going, because they have a lot of them. And again, the Bills' defense is hurt. But it's a big if, because we haven't seen the Jags offense play good football in a long time. So I like the Bills. I don't know if I like the Bills minus 5, because I do think this might be a trap game for them. The Jags offensive line, Doug Peterson sucks, Press Taylor sucks. The Jags defense is good. The Bills pass rush has come alive. Von Miller looks like he's back, and this Jags offensive line is not good. Yeah, the Bills are going to win, but this is like a watch out. I'm just giving warning that the Bills do have these games where all of a sudden they forget how to play football. And finally, last game up here, my number 29 ranked Commanders versus the number 13 ranked Bengals. Bengals minus 7.5. Commander total set at 47.5. Again, on paper, you look at Joe Burrow, you look at the Bengals. This has been such a good team for the past few years. They're going against the Commanders. They fucking stink. Their defense is terrible. Joe Burrow, he's gonna cook. Jamar will have kind of his first great game of the year. But I don't know. I look at this Commanders team that has been running the football very, very well, going against the Bengals team that hasn't defended the run whatsoever, really, through the first 2 weeks of the season. And that always poses some questions for me. Because, again, the script can get away from teams early where if all the Commanders do is hold on to the football, have long drives, get some scoring drives in there, not commit penalties in the red zone maybe, they could keep this one closer. I think the Bengals are going to win this one. I'm very confident that the Bengals are going to win this one, but I'm just saying that there's a world where Jane Daniels, Brian Robinson, Austin Eckler, they get going, they get cooking. But in reality, this should be a welcome to the 2024 season Jamar Chase. I think he's going to have a big game in this one. Yeah, that does it for the preview for this coming week. Usually I give my favorite a dog, an over and under, and a money line dog. I think I'm going to do something different here, and something I haven't really planned out, and I'm just kind of thinking on the fly as I'm doing it here. But I gave out some picks throughout the show that I kind of like, that I'm leaning towards, and I'm trying to remember them off the top of my head while I'm looking at this right now. But Josh Jacobs under rushing yards. I like that number. Maybe if you boost it up just a little bit. But I do think that he will have a tough day running the football. I like Jamar Chase, whatever his over for yards are. The Commanders have no one in the secondary. Quite literally no one. They couldn't stop Neighbors last week, and he was the only one they were throwing the football to. Jamar Chase, a little bit better than Malik Neighbors right now, just a little bit. But what else do I like? I don't know what Deontay Johnson's totals are set at for catches and yards, but one I do like, because he should have very low totals, is Xavier Leggett. I'm pretty sure that he's been playing a ton, but they just can't get him the ball because Bryce Young cannot throw the ball. So if he has like low totals, and I think he should, I think his marks should probably be around the 20-yard mark or less. I like the over for his yards. What else am I thinking here? What else am I cooking up? I think that might be it. Any of the Dolphins, Seahawks? No, just avoid. Again, don't bet on Dolphins games anymore, Jason. Lions, Cardinals. I talked about Jared Goff, and I think that this is kind of going to be his get-right game for him. So I think those are the things that I like. Jared Goff, get-right game. Bet his over for yards. Jamar Chase should probably have his first 100-yard game of the season. Panthers receiving totals, bet the overs on those, whether it be Deontay Johnson, Adam Thielen, or Xavier Leggett. What else? Oh yeah, Josh Jacobs, under for his rushing total. And then just for a little, I think 3-team money line bet that I like, let's go with the Bears. Yeah. I'll have to think on it, but I do like Bears, Titans. Bears, Titans, Lions could come away with probably like a nice little pretty penny on a parlay there. I don't know what it is, but yeah, that'll do it for this episode. My voice is a little scratchy and sore. I need some water. So yeah, I will end it here. As always, if you've liked this, please like, share, retweet, subscribe, tell all your friends, and until next time, peace.